What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Huddle Up, and today this is a quick little video just about what to expect from the AFC Championship today, which is starting at 3 o'clock, and it's the Patriots versus the Denver Broncos. This is going to be a good game. However, it would have been better if Bo Nix didn't injure his ankle after the game last week. So today will actually be Jarrett Stidham starting for the Broncos, who hasn't started a game all season. It'll be his first start in the conference championship game, so a lot on the line for him. He's been the backup for the Broncos for a couple years now. I think since 2023 they signed him, and he's been a backup ever since. Hasn't started a game at all this season, but let's talk about the game as a whole. So starting with Drake May, who has been having a really good season so far this year. In the regular season, his stats were 4,394 passing yards, 31 touchdowns with only 8 interceptions. That is a very good stat line for a quarterback. However, last week, they did struggle a little bit against the Houston defense. They took 5 sacks. However, against the Houston defense, the O-line was holding up pretty well for most of the game. That is one of the top defenses in the league, if not the best defense, with a very strong defensive line. And Drake May and the Patriots were still able to put up multiple touchdowns, multiple big plays, and obviously make the plays to win that game, which leads us to the Denver Broncos defense. They have overall been very good the last couple years. This year has been no different. They've been making big plays when they had to make big plays. Lots of sacks, a lot of interceptions, and overall just a very strong defense. So seeing how that's going to play out against a very strong offense with the Patriots, so it seems, should be a really good, fun matchup to watch. Now let's talk about Bo Nix. Bo Nix injured his ankle, broke his ankle after the game last week, leaving Jarrett Stidham to start this week, who again hasn't started a game at all this year. Going into this week, having to learn the entire playbook. I'm sure he already knew it, being a prepared backup quarterback. However, obviously not easy to find out that your starting quarterback broke his ankle, not even during the game, but after the game, and having to go into this game with your first start of the entire season. Obviously, just a very hard situation to be in for the entire team. You got to think about the entire offense as a whole. I mean, I'm sure the defense is affected as well, but the offense as a whole, especially having to move from Bo Nix to Jarrett Stidham within 1 week, that transition just isn't easy for anyone. Head coaches, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, obviously everyone is thrown off because that's going to throw off the opposing team. So it's just a whole lot of adjustments for everyone. Let's talk about Bo Nix stats. I mean, obviously, since Jarrett hasn't started a game this entire season, he has no stats for the season, but Bo Nix's regular season stats for this year were 3,931 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, so slightly less touchdowns than Drake May, slightly more interceptions than Drake May. Obviously, not a big differential there. He's currently on IR, and they are saying that he's going to need at least 12 weeks to heal after the surgery, which is on Tuesday, on his broken right ankle, and that was 5 hours ago that update came through. So, but let's talk about game conditions, because that affects everyone in the game. So it's going to be 28 degrees. Obviously, it's in Denver, so nothing too crazy for the winter. Should also be some snow going through, and not a whole lot, just a little bit of a coating, but it might pick up throughout the game. And it should start around 1, which is, as of recording, just a little bit ago. So there should be a little bit of snow on the ground, potentially. Says 17 degrees is the real feel with 10-mile-an-hour winds, 13-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So the wind isn't too bad. Shouldn't be too bad to kick field goals, extra points. Hopefully not a lot of misses there overall. Now let's talk about predictions. In my opinion, as much as it would be cool for it to happen, I just don't see Jarrett Stidham coming in as a backup, not starting a game this entire season, going and winning this game. I think it's going to be a very defensive battle, with both defenses being pretty good, and last week the Patriots defense being very good against CJ Stroud, clearly. So I think it's going to be a very big defensive battle, especially with the Broncos offense is going to be struggling with their circumstances, and Drake May is definitely going to be taking some sacks today. But I do think the Patriots will come out winning this game. If they don't, that would be a very entertaining win to watch, but I think the Patriots are going to end up winning this one. Score prediction, I don't see it being a super crazy high-scoring game. I'm going to go 27-21, a one-score game, Patriots on top. And I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think it definitely would have been a lot more fun of a game If Bo Nix was obviously starting and wasn't hurt, we would have saw Bo Nix and Drake May go head-to-head for the title, which would have been a great matchup, but, you know, things happen in the league that are clearly very unexpected for the entire league. So we're going to see how this game goes. It starts at 3 p.m. today, so be ready to watch. It's going to be a great game, and I will see you guys after the game with an update and an overview. Peace out.